right. Oh, well, I mean, watching that thing, I guess my first very obvious first thought is this one of these cases when people get so fixated on whether or not they can do something, whether they could do something, that they don't really stop to think whether they in fact should, and what the implications are and what the long-term outcomes are of whatever technological development they're engaging in. Then my second thought is most clients are men, and I sort of roll my eyes at that a little bit, like, men, of course it is. But then I think seriously, are there social or gender-based reasons for this? If there are, then again, that's a human issue. It's nothing to do with the technology and all to do about the people involved. And then I'm just horrified. I'm horrified at the idea that this data gets collected. As a client who buys one of these dolls, your preference and your interests are recorded because there's an argument that it enables the product to deliver you a better experience. So then the product is a better product. It's exactly the same thing as we see with targeted marketing, just a bit more tangible, a bit more literal, a bit more hands-on. Now, I'm not saying that the collection of the data itself is necessarily all bad, right? Because it does have this added benefit of you get more of what you want. You get a better experience as a consumer, which is for a product that you have purchased, which, arguably, fair enough. But I'm horrified because once data is collected, it doesn't just magically disappear out of the universe. It's stored somewhere. Someone keeps it. And the question is, who? Who gets to see it? Who gets to use it for their analysis? Do you really want targeted marketing from a company that sells you your sex toy, or in this case, your sex doll? And do you want a third party finding out this information about you? Data hacks happen, we know this, and also scandals like Cambridge Analytica, they show us that data just doesn't have to get hacked to make it, so that the wrong people get their hands on it. It also just gets sold and even given away for say, scientific research. Someone might argue, as long as it's anonymized, why would I care? Sure, the problem, of course, is if it's somehow connected back to you, or if it's used to profile your behavior or the behavior of people who are otherwise very similar to you, but have, for example, chosen not to buy the sex doll. Issues like that. Then, of course, there's the very uncomfortable, at least for me, bit where there's a bit of a joking by the engineer about domestic violence. I just want to flag that it's not okay, really, and I don't want to discuss it here too much because I think that the documentary sort of addresses it already, and I also encourage you to read more of Kathleen Richardson's work on that as well. What I think, though, is one of the absolutely crucial things that we need to take away from this and really think about is that the people who seem to want these sex robots specifically want them with artificial intelligence. They want them to have essentially a personality, albeit a personality that the owner controls, which, I mean, I can't begin to explain what a morally and ethically murky ground that is. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to discuss in this video, actually. But no one purchases a doll that they want just to be cold and mechanic. They want something that's lifelike. They want personality. What they want is they want to use and abuse a person. You can't spell personality without person, right? And I think this is some of the issues where if we think about Lisa Segura's lecture from previous weeks, those issues and those problems of behavior and normalization of bad behavior towards women in particular, those are kind of issues that are very true and accurate in this scenario as well. And I guess I just want to come back again to that issue that those users who buy these sex robots for the purposes that they are developed, it doesn't have to be, violent behavior. It can just be people who are buying them to use them as they were intended, sort of thing. They still want a lifelike experience. And then now we have to start questioning ourselves and questioning the ethics involved in this. And if you think back to the laws of robotics, which basically deny robots any chance of having any freedom or control, what it seems to be then is like what is wanted here is something that's real, but at the same time something that is not free. And I think we gotta ask ourselves, like, what does that sound like to you?